Hey, welcome to a chance to catch up to the message this past Sunday. This is for all small groups. Glad you're here. Glad you're watching this. This past Sunday, Joe, Dwight talked about parenting on fumes, and he gave us lots of practical wisdom, lots of tips, lots of indicators to understand if you indeed are parenting on fumes. So, fantastic message to talk about.
Great message.
In your group.
Great
So,
message.
where do you want to start?
Well, you know what? Some of our groups may wonder where we are in our own parenting. You know what? Sometimes they see us up on stage and they don't know anything about us.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a great opportunity just to talk about where are you as a parent? You know, how many kids do you have and how long you've been a parent?
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Joe, that's personal. So I would rather. Just kidding. I have 3 children. I have an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So I am early into it. I'm in those first 2 stages, as Dwight talked about in the message. How about you?
Well, I'm a parent of 2 adult children. I've got a 27-year-old son who's married, and I've got a 31-year-old daughter who is also married, and she has 3 children, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Uh-oh,
so
Grandpa.
I'm grandparent, yeah. They call me Big Pappy.
Oh, do
Okay?
you
Yeah, a
really?
little like David Ortiz, you know. So, that was intentional.
I don't think it'll stick. I don't think it'll stick.
Well, they still call me Pappy.
That's
I
pretty
know
cool.
the big part isn't
That's
there.
pretty
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
Yeah.
But that's cool because you know what? You're at one stage of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a different stage of parenting. And yet, my guess is there were some things that caught your attention about this message.
Yeah.
You want to share one
Yeah.
of those with the
Well,
groups today?
The biggest thing that stuck out to me, Dwight said, your kids are going to have thousands of friends.
Mm.
They only get one parent or one set of parents. And he challenged parents not to be so fixated on being friends with your kids. There's time for that later in life. And Joe, I know from hanging out with Joe and hearing about his kids, he gets to do that with his son and daughter. And he has even cautioned me, be patient, be their parent. The friendship part comes later. So don't be afraid to discipline, even if it makes you unpopular. Don't be afraid to course correct or train in these specific areas, even if they don't like it, because that's what parenting really is all about. So the part about not being, not trying to be a friend to your kids so much as be a parent to your kids, that hit me between the eyes.
You know, the thing that he talked about there that I thought was so, significant for me is that as parents, sometimes we make the mistake of wanting to be our children's friend. Same thing that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is we're going to be put in a place to have to give them boundaries. We're going to have to give them consequences. And typically what happens is when parents haven't been doing that for their kids, all of a sudden there's this upheaval, there's this chaos because we haven't been dealing with them.
Rejection.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And yet, you know what? When that happens, I think the thing that can get you through that is being able to process that with other people that are on the same journey. And that's where a small group comes in, doesn't
That's
it?
a small group. Good leading, man.
And he talked about it. Restore your support system.
In all seriousness, that's fantastic. You need support for this.
Oh,
it's not
man.
easy.
No,
It's not easy.
No.
Right after filming this, I'm going to meet with my small group.
Yep.
And no doubt something's going to come up. It does every week about kids,
Yeah.
about parenting, and how frustrating and how hard it is and how exhausting it is.
Yeah. And as a small group, we want to encourage you to allow time to have those kind of conversations, especially when it's coming through the message. But even beyond that, if your small group has parents in it, in the sense of being at that critical stage of maybe anywhere from birth to 12 years old, my goodness, make sure that you allow some time to talk about the challenges that you're going through. Because one of the things that we want small groups to remember is that it's about processing the issues and the challenges of life, and certainly parenting is one of those.
Yeah, no doubt. And whenever we have peers who are willing to help us process that stuff, under the umbrella of Scripture, like the message was given, that's where spiritual growth happens. And that's why we do small groups, so that we can all grow spiritually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's something coming up, too, that we want to talk a little bit about with small groups that they could do together as a family, since we're on the subject of parenting. We've got an event coming up called Feed the Starving Children.
Feed My Starving
Feed My Starving Children.
Yeah,
Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
How could a small group get involved in that?
Well, here's what Dwight said. He talked about reconnecting with God and rekindling that relationship because, you get exhausted if you're not refreshed, by God and your relationship there. And he said this. He said, you cannot export to your kids. We, as parents, cannot export to our kids what we ourselves don't have. So meaning more is taught than is caught. More is caught than is taught.
Right.
That's the right way to say
Right.
that. So here's the deal. If you as a family go out and serve together, or as a small group together, you model something rather than just teaching it. They get to catch what service looks like. They get to catch you in action, serving the community and doing something good, and start to see, hey, this stuff dad or mom corrects in me all the time, they're actually living it out. Maybe this is a better way of living. So by serving together, it's a way of, the togetherness of it is a way that more can be caught rather than just be taught.
Absolutely. You know, if you want to get involved in this as a small group or as a family, you can simply go to our website. There are still spaces available. It's on, I believe, Friday night, November the 17th, and Saturday, November the 18th.
It's the 15th and 16th, but that was close. This is just a test video.
It's
so
just
it
a
doesn't
test
matter.
video, so yeah, it doesn't matter quite as much. But listen, take advantage of that opportunity. I know our small group's going to be doing it. We're going to be serving together
Hey,
on
listen
Saturday.
here, listen here.
And you
That's
know what?
cool.
This
Yeah.
is a great message to be discussing. So have a great time doing that. Get honest, get courageous, and talk about the things that matter most when it comes to your parenting.
Take care.